And that will transport you there. You can kind of feel yourself in seeing the sparkling sand and the smell in the air. So it brings the reader there. Let's have a fun little practice. My cat is crazy. The castrol was disgusting. My room is messy. How can we add supporting details to these phrases? I'm going to have a new page here and we'll practice. Let's start with the cat is crazy. What is a way we could describe better to show how is the cat crazy? What are details we can include?
The cat chases dogs.
She chases dogs for hours on end. What else does she do?
Thank you. Tears up the couch.
Okay. She tears off. She tears at. As you can tell, the type, like the computer, it's on a little bit of a delay since it's slow. So I'm typing and my backspace, it's slower. Yeah. She tears up the couch and makes our living room look like a disaster scene. Oops, that went over there. What else? What else does she do?
Thank you.
I'm sorry?
Attack you.
Oh, she attacked you. I see. Okay. My face, unfortunately, has red marks all over where she's clawed at my skin, just like she claws at the sofa. You know, that would be pretty painful if the cat treated you like she treats the sofa. And one more thing about how crazy your cat is.
She shaved my head.
Okay. One time she shaved my head with her claws while I was claws. Again, the typing is claws while I was sleeping. And I'm a girl. Okay, so kind of angry about that. My cat is crazy. She chases dogs for hours on end. She tears up the couch and makes our living room look like a disaster scene. My face, unfortunately, has red marks all over where she clawed at my skin, just like she claws at the sofa. One time she shaved my head with her claws while I was sleeping. And I'm a girl, so it's a little bit worse. You know, if a guy gets his head shaved by a cat, you know, it's a little bit okay, you know. Not quite as big of a deal, but you know, if I lose my hair to a cat, that's a little bit, you know, not as cool. Okay, so I mean, I can see guys going like, oh yeah, you know, I can battle with my cat, and then girls will be like, I don't have any hair anymore. That really isn't cool. Yeah, so there would be some issues with that. Okay, let's do one more. Should we do the castrol was disgusting or my room is messy? Which one?
My room is messy.
Why don't we do my room is messy? So, do any of you have messy rooms at home right now? Raise your hand. I see some raised hands. I can put my own hand up for this one. I have to say my room is pretty messy right now. But this is going to be messier. It's going to be as messy as all of our messy rooms combined. Just think about it, because each one of you is going to think about details of what your room looks like when you're messy, and we're going to put it together to create a very detailed description of a messy room. So my room is messy. What makes a room messy? What is the first detail?
Go to the floor. Go to the floor.
There's mold on the wall. Maybe there's
Go to the floor.
There's fluffy green mold on the wall. And greasy old food on the floor. Okay, what else?
Rats under my bed.
Okay. A family of rats lives in my bed, and so does their that's a little disgusting, never mind. I can't believe I just said that, never mind. Well, okay, next sentence.
Dirty clothes in the
dirty clothes on the floor, and when the city safety inspector comes to investigate my room, he has to make his way through a maze of stinky laundry. Okay, and final detail.
Big pattern on the ceiling.
I'm sorry?
There's pizza on the ceiling.
Okay, there's pizza on the ceiling. I don't even know how it got there. In fact, the first time I noticed it was when it started to smell. Okay, this is gross, and I'm going to take out this part just because it is so not realistic, and also it's kind of a little bit gross, more than a little bit gross. I'm just going to keep it at a family of rats lives in my bed. I think that's probably the best. Okay, my room is messy. Also, I do not want to read that out loud. My room is messy. There's fluffy green mold on the wall and greasy old food on the floor. A family of rats lives in my bed. There's dirty clothes on the floor, and when the safety inspector comes to investigate my room, he has to make his way through a maze of stinky laundry. There's pizza on the ceiling. I don't even know how it got there. In fact, the first time I noticed it was when it started to smell. So, a very messy room. Now, there's a couple things that we could improve, because I'm always on the lookout for these things. There's a thing with a little bit of repetitiveness. There's greasy old food on the floor. There's dirty clothes on the floor. And so you see the floor being used 2 times, and there's a few words that we can maybe change to make more certain, but I think that overall, add in, do you think that this is more interesting than my room is messy? Raise your hand if you think it's more interesting. I see a lot of raised hands. Great. And I also think that including details, and you don't always have to go to this amount of detail. You could just include this much. But having at least 1 or 2 details in to explain, to really bring the reader there is very important. So let's review our goals. What are we trying to do when we look at a prompt, when we respond to a prompt? This is what a lot of you will be graded on. It's from example rubrics. Use language effectively by exhibiting word choices that are engaging and appropriate for intended audience and purpose. What does this mean exactly? What are they asking you to do? Use language effectively by exhibiting word choices that are engaging and appropriate for intended audience and purpose. Basically what that is asking you to do is choose good language, choose the right words, word choices that are engaging. So engaging means sort of interesting, that capture the reader's interest and keep it there, and appropriate for intended audience and purpose. So that they're the right kind of word, that they make sense in that context. So when you use language effectively, then you're using good words. You're using probably specific words. You might be using details, and that's extremely important when it comes to making your writing engaging or interesting to the reader. Write for your audience. Explain who or what you're talking about. And define key terms, like for instance you might say, Andy, my friend down the street, rode around the corner on her BMX racing bike. For dinner we ate Miller Mason, a Mexican version of chicken fried steak. And tip number 4 is make a point. Interesting writing makes a point. In order to create powerful writing from prompt, you need to turn your topic into a point or main idea. Topic idea, squirrels. Main idea, flying squirrels make great pets. Topic sentence, flying squirrels make great pets because they are intelligent and entertaining. And you see how this is handy because it gives reasons also. You're not just saying flying squirrels make great pets, you're saying because they are intelligent and entertaining, giving reasons, and then you would back that up with evidence. So very important to have a point. And then here's another example of a very well organized essay that got a 6 out of 6. And so again, it's a very well organized introduction. As I sit here and ponder over who my role model really is, many names come to my mind. It could be a singer, an actress, or maybe even one of my extraordinary friends in my day-to-day life. Although many of these people are good role models, I chose Amelia Earhart over them all. Why Amelia, you might be asking yourselves? Out of many reasons I could have chosen her, I picked the following. She never gave up her dreams, succeeded in her dreams, and showed America and many other countries that a woman can do any man's job. So giving these reasons and supporting this main point, why she chose Amelia Earhart, is showing that very good writing skill. Make sure that you're writing answers to who, what, when, how, or why of the prompt topic. And tip number 6 is reread, revise, and proofread your prompt response to catch mistakes. Very important, after you've finished writing down something, catch any mistakes that you might have. It's a lot like math, you want to check your work. So for instance, this one looks very well organized, it has lots of points to back it up. But it actually got I think a 3 or a very low score because, fairly low score because it had quite a few spelling errors. And this one, I think got a 4 because it was fairly repetitive. The word choice, it was talking a lot about the same person and using the same words. So when you're writing, look over your writing, find what you can make better, add details, write for your audience. The most important thing would probably be purpose. What is my purpose? Who is my audience? Who am I writing for? And what is my perspective? So if you remember those 3 things and you use common sense, I think you should turn out some very good pieces of writing. And turn your face from this to this. Okay, are there any questions about writing more? So actually, firstly, tell me one thing that you learned about writing for prompts today.
How to choose your words correctly.
Use your words, you choose your words very well. Yeah, very good.
Use detail.
Use detail. Excellent. What else?
How to organize.
How to start?
Organize.
Organize. Great. What else?
To think about it.
Think about it, yes. I think that, when you look at the prompt, don't hurry up to write down something really quickly. Think about it first. What are they asking me? Take the time to think about it is very important. What else?
Think about your audience.
Think about your audience. Great. What else?
Write it out.
Plan it out. And one more thing.
Use strong.
Use strong words. Excellent. Yes. So think about your audience. Explain words or people that they might not know about. And definitely when you're writing, be sure to imagine that you're the person reading your writing and think, if this was a book I was reading, how would I like it? Would it be interesting to me? How can I make it more interesting? So yeah, just think about those questions. And I think that you'll all do wonderfully on your state test since you seem to have a really good grasp of some of these concepts. So do any of you have some questions for me?
I don't think we have any questions, but we do. We have one question. I'm sorry.
What makes you want to write?
I'm sorry?
What made you want to write your books?
What made me want to write my books? A lot of it started with the fact that when I was little, I just loved to read, and still say I absolutely love to read and write. And actually, if you take a look at, this is a big, giant, this is a collection of some of the writing, which I wrote when I was between the ages of 6 and, actually some of this might be from when I was 10. I think most of it's from when I was 6 years old. And so when I was 6 years old, I loved writing so much that I wrote about this many short stories, and my short stories are maybe like a page long, so not very long at all, but I wrote a lot of them, and I really love to write, and I thought, I've written all this stuff, but it's just sitting in a binder, and I'd really like to get it out to a wider audience. And so I turned my writing, I picked some of the best out of here, because not each one of these is like my best writing. I took some of the best from when I was 7, and I put them in my book, Flying Fingers, Master the Tools to Learn to Enjoy Writing, so you'll find some of the stories in here. And it was a lot because I really wanted to get this out to a wider audience.
I have one more question.
Yes.
the station.
Why don't you make all those stories into one of a big book?
I'm sorry?
Why don't you make all those stories into a big book or something?
Why don't I make all the stories into a big book? The reason I didn't take, maybe it's easier to explain by reading on the survey. Like, the reason that I didn't publish all of these, if that's what you're asking, is because some of them, I looked back at them and I thought, these could be a lot better in a lot of regards, and I really wanted to show people my best writing, not as good writing. So and this is a lot about revising and editing. As I looked over this, I had to evaluate each part of each one of my writing pieces. And so, like for instance, this one. After dinner in the steakhouse, Nikki came back carrying a white balloon that in fiery red letters with steak first, a bowl with horns between that, and house next, a coloring book, and a pack of crayons. So this one is like listing off a bunch of things. And reading this, I thought, that's not super engaging. So yeah, it's just evaluating your work and deciding what's best. I guess that was how I decided to publish certain stories and not others.
All right, well, thank you very much. Can you guys give Adora a big hand? Thank you. We really enjoyed it. You hit on a lot of points that I think helped them be successful on Tuesday. They're taking the big state exam on Tuesday.
Great. Thank you very much. You guys are great students, and I hope that you really have a very fun time with your writing.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Hello.
Hey, sweetie. Sounds like you had a good session there.
Yeah, it was pretty good.